everyone, I am Charlotte Pourquoi, a writer and an artist, working on my debut novel and comic series. Join along with me as I share my process with you and a slice of life. Without further ado, let's get into it. Took me 7 whole months to record the rest of this, but here we are. So this episode focuses on character exploration of the main characters from the upcoming novel. The leading character, Charlotte Pourquoi, is a resilient and determined young girl who stops at nothing. This is also the point where you realize that my real name is not Charlotte, but I like my main character so much, I decided to go with her as a stage name. Anyways, she is just like every other main character with a little twist. The goal with creating Charlotte was to ensure that she represents straightforwardness, clarity, and discipline in a visual aspect. But I totally also love the color blue and wanted her to have blue hair because a childhood dream of mine was to always have blue hair. But I think I don't get into colors until further up in the video. Anyways, I think at the initial stage, her design was very different from what she is today because the initial visual goal I had for her was similar to what I had shown on screen. But as I further progressed with the novel and the comic series, I understood the need for a diversion from the first design and ventured into something a little different. If you want more of the recent designs, you can check out my Instagram handle at Charlotte_Pourquoi. Anyways, creating Charlotte has been a dream of mine since I was 11, and getting the opportunity to work on her and bringing her to life since 2023 is a huge joy and a learning. As you can see on screen, I finally came up with the blue hair. I really like this blue. I think it's more of a turquoise sort of blue, but I went away from it when we further progress. So this other character with the red hair, she was supposed to be the other female leading character called Athena, but I totally replaced her when developing the characters, and she is not there in the novel so far. Perhaps she makes an entry in the future, we don't know, not yet sure. But in the initial design back in May 2023, I remember, she was an experiment I had conducted. It was to complement the blue hair and all of it, but I think justifying a character just because you want to adhere to a certain color palette did not make sense, so I scratched her out. Anyways, I think at this point in 2023, my skill set of drawing was completely different. I wasn't used to drawing from the imagination. I wasn't as used to digital art as I am now. So my sense of style is still developing in this. I hope you'd be patient with me as you see the progress of my style. I am grateful that we came from a point of this to the extremely stylized art that is now being put out. As I'm currently recording, it's 2024 October, I believe. So by the time this video comes out, I'm not really sure where my artistic capability and ability is. But anyways, this art style particular design was back in 2023. I think this was in November, I'm not too sure. But anyways, I think at this point, there's a lot of shape language that I focused on. It was when I initially started getting into stylization and getting into sharp edges for the character. And that's the thing. The straightforwardness, clarity, those aspects are represented through her expressions, and that's exactly what I wanted for her. But in the present, right, as her characteristics are slowly shaping, I know that this initial stage of clumsy design is just as important. This particular piece that you see on screen, which is again a piece from 2023, is my first artwork of Charlotte Pourquoi. It's more fan art than anything, but I really love this, and this piece has really been a pioneer to who she is now. Although the hair length is different and all of it is different, from this particular piece, the previous piece that you just saw, the sharp edges of her hair and the shape of her eyes, and I think the shape of her face is also determined by the stage. And it's beautiful to see how the same features are carried forward through years altogether to form this character of Charlotte. The sketches on screen, again, are just a few more exploration of stylization for the character itself. I was really into stylization, so a little background inspiration from my art style at this point, which you see on screen, was from Disney movies, from Disney series like Big Hero 6. And I really love the concept of sharp edges, of graphic style, if you would call it. I'm not too sure on why in this particular panel she becomes a little more clumsier, but she comes back to the sharp edges again on the piece on screen. So, moving forward, the character next to Charlotte is Ezra Valentino. And his design hasn't changed to the extent that Charlotte's has. His initial design is a little similar to what it is now. Although this character of creating this character is relatively recent when you compare it to Charlotte, his place in the novel justifies his character exploration, and that's why the creation of this character had to happen right after Charlotte Pourquoi's. While Ezra is a serious and observant person, I wanted to tap into his golden retriever energy, and hence this huge smiles. Right now in the novel, he's a very serious and solemn person, but in the comic series, he's a very jovial person. So it's a very interesting contrast between the two. However, I look forward to if he'll remain the same jovial person or if they'll swap roles. We'll see how it goes. But I think we are almost concluding this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.